Hello my friends, today I took a lot of throwing weapons and we're gonna discuss which one of them was the most effective and easiest to learn. So, let's get started. Alright, so first on our list is one of the most popular throwing weapons in the world, which is Ninja Shuriken. But the real name is the Hira Shuriken. There is also the Bo Shuriken, but this one was definitely more difficult to learn because you have to be able to do the no spin technique really well. But compared to the classic Hira Shuriken, which is so easy to learn and use, with this way you can stick with any of these points almost every single time, which is very effective. There were also myths, they were putting the poison on them, but I think that's not true. Because only if these were a little bit rusted or pointed in the poo or dog poo or something like this, this would definitely also give you like a blood poisoning or something like this. But like I said, very easy to use. But what I don't like them, on the longer distances, the fly pad is getting definitely not so good. Of course, these were used mainly for the distraction from the closer distances. So for this purpose is definitely great. And the great advantage on them is you can put so many of them into the pocket and nobody will notice. So this is really cool. But like I said, longer distances, kinda not so easy to with them, and the length and weight is definitely varying. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about the Hira Shuriken? Do you like it, or what's your personal experience with it? From my own, I really like them. Like I said, you can stick it every single time, and it's really great starting tool for the beginners because they can figure it out the distances, and if they can stick it easily, after you can maybe switch it up for the knife or axe. So the Shuriken, it's really great for the start, and definitely for the samurai or ninja must be very effective because first, like I said, you were throwing your Shuriken and after you were able to follow up with other attack or run away. The Francisca Axe. This axe was used by Frankish warriors in the medieval times, and the advantage of this throwing weapon is even if you don't hit your target, the axe can rebound and actually hit the target as well. And of course, since this axe is heavy, you don't have to hit it with the point first, because even if you would throw it at the warriors, they would definitely flinch or had to put their shield up or something like this. So you can only imagine if hundreds of Frankish warriors were throwing this at the same time, and it was definitely very effective because as well as the samurai or ninja, after follow up other attack. Usually in history, if you see all these manuscripts, throwing weapons were mainly like the first line of the attack, the distraction, and after was follow up the more heavy attack. Of course, advantage with the Francisca Axe, you just don't have to use it for the throwing. It can be also like a chopping from the close distances, classic war with it. So Francisca Axe, definitely really awesome. But from my own experience, the wood handles can often break really fast. If you will miss your target or hit like in the bad spot or something like this, it's gonna break. So you have to keep in mind, you need to have like several handles in reserve. And also, a lot of people who are not in the knife throwing or axe throwing community, for spin throwing technique, you need to know setup distances from the target. So usually from Francisca, it's about 4 or 5 meters. So I can show you if I can do it on the first try. There you go. So it's pretty difficult to figure it out first. the sweet spot and do this instinctive, like Mel Gibson in The Patriot. But after some time, you are able to do this. But if you would get closer, the axe would under-rotate, and if I would go a little bit back, the axe would over-rotate. But like I said, you know, even hit with this point would be like devastating. So definitely a really amazing tool, and it really needs to be on the list. What do you think about this weapon, guys? Always about each weapon, you can let me know your opinion and rate them in the comments, okay? Really awesome. And now we can discuss the spear throwing. I don't have any original piece here today, but I have this one. It's a M48 tactical spear. So for this case, I think it will be enough. So spear in general, it's amazing to cover the distances, because if you are from the target, even like almost 2 meters, you can cover it really quick with the spear, throw it even from close distance, and again follow up with another attack. So spear, absolutely amazing in past. That's why it was so used in the many different lengths, and of course thousands of years. The first one were of course in the prehistoric times, made from the wood and just pointing the tip, used for the hunting and of course for the warfare. So if you are able to throw spear really well, you are absolutely deadly. But spear throwing, like most of these throwing weapons, from longer distances became a little bit more difficult compared to the some that I will show you after. So if you pick it up, the spear, first day, and you want to throw like 50 meters or 60 meters, it's very highly unlikely that you will be able to do it. Of course, like 4 or 5 meters, it should be like no problem for you if you will throw it right. But like I said, go on the longer distances, take definitely really skills. You can just pick it up and go hunting on the 60 meters. So let me know in the comments. Maybe we have some hunters that already tried with the spear. So let me know again your own experience in the comments. Another weapon that has been used for tens of thousands of years are throwing sticks. What I really love about them, that you don't need like a professional version that I have here from the throwing sticks, but you can basically pick it up, any stick from the ground in the good length, throw it, and it will definitely do some damage, and you can throw it on the longer distances, really no problem. So throwing sticks can be super effective. What I really like about them, like I said, can be anywhere. You can modify them really well. So you have basically this version, but in the wood. So this can be really awesome, and it's so easy to replace. If you will lost it, like I said, you can pick it up from the ground, get 10 of them, and you are good to go. I also don't think that you need like this special version, because even the really basic, like this that I just pick it up from the ground, will fly really well from the close up to long distances, straight fly pad. So if you don't have time for the hunting, like, oh, I need to make like this special throwing stick, because to make into this shape, it will take you many hours to do from the wood. So you can just easily pick it up and go hunting. But little practice definitely it will take to achieve longer distances, but in few days of throwing them, it's so easy. And if you can replace it just from the ground, you have so many like ammunition, and you can just throw it and practice it until you are super accurate. It has been used for tens of thousands of years for hunting smaller and bigger game, and they are absolutely effective. Maybe you can see one of the YouTubers, Donny Dust, Paleo Tracks. I will put the link in the description below for him. He's done amazing videos with throwing sticks, so highly recommend it. They are really awesome. And this version, if you are actually able to modify it or get this from the carbon, these fly even 70 meters. It's absolutely amazing. Like if you will throw it like this from the side, it holds the fly pad and it can fly like a 70 or even more. So absolutely insane what you can achieve with them. Really cool. And now one of my favorite throwing weapons of all time, used by the Sikh warriors, is the Chakram. Many of you who follow my channel were able to see some of the really crazy trick shots that were ever filmed with the Chakram, and that's why I absolutely love this weapon, because it's so versatile. You can throw it from any distance, any angle. And what's advantage of this? As you can see, they are sharp all over the Chakram. Here it's been made just the handle, but that's just for the safety purposes. Otherwise they were made completely sharp. It's so easy to throw them with a pinch grip like this, overhand, sidearm. And as you were able to see in the Xena Princess Warrior, sometimes she were throwing like from the ground or from the tree, and it's something reality about this, because I have noticed many times if the Chakram rebounds from the ground, it can still stick into the target, no problem. So if you were overthrow it, the enemies, it were still able to stick it somewhere or do some damage. Again, same like before with the Francisca Axe, this was used mainly as the first line of the attack. This was not like a main weapon. That's why I had so many of them, the Sikh warriors. They were used them, wearing them around the neck, around the arm. They had like a 7 or 8 on the person. So super effective and very deadly if they hit some kind of flesh or something like this. Compared to the pointy weapons, Chakram have disadvantage. If I really believe it will hit something that is more strong, more durable, so for example like armor or maybe even a lot of clothing, it will definitely not go through. Maybe it will little cut, but most likely it will just round like a wheel. So this was mainly against the flesh. I heard they use it against the horses, so in this case very effective. But if you throw it on something else, like if I would hit it like this on this bark of the tree, it wouldn't hit easily if it wouldn't line up like this way. With this way you have more chance to stick it with the Chakram. And if we can talk about the easy learn with the Chakram, definitely you can pick this weapon and throw it from short distances, medium, but also from the longer ones. Anybody who's been throwing the frisbee would be able to throw this also, really no problem. Distance that you can achieve with the Chakram, it's also really crazy. If you have seen one of my videos when I tried to throw the furthest record, I will put also link in the description below, I were able to do like 60 meters or something like this, and that was for the bad condition, better weather condition. So you can do really crazy distances and with minimum practice. So that's why I think it was also used by hundreds of years by the Sikh warriors. So very cool, and it's also really awesome they pick it up for the Xena Princess Warrior, because it's very cool weapon and it's not so many videos about them, especially how they work. So again, let me know what do you think about the Chakram. Personally, I really love this. And now I have something for you really special, guys, that you did not have seen on my channel yet. This is the original throwing knife from Africa. It's been made in the 19th century, and this piece, it's absolutely amazing. I will try to show you from little closer distances. It's beautiful handmade piece, hand forged. The weight is gonna be around 500 grams. And this weapon, it's sharp all over this knife. It's the knife, it's like, it doesn't remind much of a knife, but you could actually use it. It's here, it's normally sharp, so you could cut with it something. And in the Africa, they've been using them different versions all over the Africa. Different in south, different in the middle, and definitely different ones in the north. So this is absolutely interesting, and they were used them for the hunting and for the warfare. Because with this shape, if you will throw it from any distance and you will hit the target, you can be so sure that you will make incredible, devastating damage. I actually have very little experience with them, but you will see right now, when I pick this up and throw it on the target with the underhand technique, I stuck it on the first try. With this way, you almost don't have to think how you will throw it, because this should stick almost every single time. You can even see there is even point on the handle. So absolutely crazy. And maybe here they had some kind of wrapping on the handle. I would personally put it like maybe some kind of paracord, so my hand would be more in safe. And compared to the throwing stick, it's a very similar concept. You just throw it at some place and very high distances could be achieved, 50, 60, 70 meters. And African warriors were still using them against the colonials. So it's been used even in the modern times for the warfare. You can only again imagine like many warriors throwing these at the same time. Absolutely incredible weapon. And I will show you also one longer throw. Let's hope I will not break it. And last but not least, what we have on our list today, it's the throwing cross and Hurlbat. I put them into the same category because they've been used in the medieval times. Both of them banned and both of them super effective. Throwing cross, as you can see, is like this religious symbol, but it's sharp everywhere on the points, but not on the edges. So you can easily grab it, no problem. With the throwing cross, you could be able to pierce the small armor or something like this, light armor, really no problem, because it's very pointy. The same thing with the Hurlbat. This one have advantage compared to the throwing cross. It also have this like an axe, so you can do like a multiple task with it, chop, cut or something like this. So Hurlbat, it's absolutely amazing. But why I leave this weapon on the last? Because throwing cross was banned in the medieval times because the high elite were scared of the peasants, because even for them it was absolutely easy to use. You could just pick it up, throw it at crazy distances. With this you can achieve 60 meters, really no problem. But mainly what the knights and the higher people didn't like back in the day, the peasants were attacking also horses, like, you know, like some kind of show up, and they throw it at the horses. And with this you can make insane damage without minimal practice. It's really similar to the Shuriken, but since it's longer and heavier, it acts way better on the longer distances. It's absolutely easy to use it for the warfare and the hunting as well, because if you will hit your target again, you can be super sure that it's gonna hit with one of these points. So in my opinion, Hurlbat and the throwing cross might be one of the most effective throwing weapons out there. But of course, all of the ones that I had today on my list were definitely super effective for their purposes in the specific period of time. So once again guys, let me know in the comment section below which of these weapons you think was the most easiest to learn and the most effective one. Personally, I think I'm picking the throwing cross since it's so absolutely easy to use. You can stick it with any of these points, but the African throwing knives are very close. I would have to practice with them more, but absolutely insane, all of these weapons. So once again, let me know what you think, and if you want to support the channel, there's going to be a link for my Flying Dragon throwing knives. But for today, that's it. So thank you, buddy, for watching. Share, like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.